Hello and welcome back to Kaiserreich, Belgium, where we are playing as the free nation of Belgium under King Albert I. I thought about doing a rollback because somebody pointed out that this is how we get rid of what's it called? The freaking Black Monday stuff, and we don't have time to do that now. In time to get the World's Fair, but I guess we're just gonna skip it. we won't get the World's Fair this game. I would have had to roll back so far to actually have time to do that, so a little bit annoying. Oh, and I do need to select a focus regardless, so we're gonna expand the Bond. The farmers of Flanders were heavily hit by Black Monday, therefore the KP has proposed the creation of a farmer organization free from the grasps of the unions. Serbian Republic has capitulated. So the Austrian Empire has annexed most of the Balkans. Curious to see how that turns out. Is Illyria their puppet? Yeah, they're a puppet of Austria. So they've released Serbia as a puppet, they've released the Kingdom of Greece as a puppet, and they've released Romania as a puppet. Okay. So this whole area now is now part of the Donau Adriabund, which is becoming quite a powerful faction, as it turns out. Our bikes are still waiting to get in on some of this action as soon as possible. We're running a slight aluminum deficit. What are we producing that uses aluminum? Oh, it's support equipment. That might actually be worth trading for because we need a lot of support equipment. Let's wait for this factory to finish, then maybe we'll trade for some support equipment. I think that's our largest deficit currently is support equipment, because I think that includes bikes, and we have lots of bikes, since we have an entirely bike-based armed forces with some tank support. There are some tanks in there. Alright. So we have 3 Italies. We have the Italian Republic, which is social liberal. We have the Socialist Republic of Italy, and then we have the 2 Sicilies, which actually are going Social Democrat, so I'm a little curious why they haven't joined the Socialist Republic. Let's see. What does this do? Expanding the Westerschelde. Uses civilian factories, but we gain flourishing trade. Yeah, maybe we should do that. There might have been a reason I didn't click that button yet, but I've forgotten it, so we're just gonna go with it. Yeah, end of the American Civil War. Oh yeah, I forgot that was going on. People, I'm sure, have been screaming at me to look at that. So the CSA won. The bloodiest conflict to ever descend on the New World is over, and as sobbing widows bury their dead husbands and sons, the last traces of the old regime are being swept away by the American Revolution. Headed by the Combined Syndicates of America, the old capitalist system is being dissolved and replaced with an organization similar to that of France and Britain, and the red-black banner now flies over the former Congress, soon to be converted to the Congress of the Syndicates. The CSA has already strained its relations with Canada, and it already looks forward to becoming the vanguard of syndicalism in the New World. America, it has changed forever. Interesting to see what they do about the Pacific states. Oh, god damn it. We don't want that. Oh shit! The Dutch are kicking their asses! That might be worth a rollback, honestly, because I didn't understand how the focuses for Belgium worked, so it might be worth a rollback just to take the focuses in time, because if we lose our ability to annex the Netherlands, I feel like this campaign is a wash. Like, at that point, we might as well just call it a day. We'll see how it goes, though. Because I honestly don't really have any interest in continuing if we can't confederate with the Netherlands. Fall of Barcelona. The FAI lost the Spanish Civil War. So we had one great victory for the syndicalists and one great defeat. Let's see. Alright, when I hit pause, can you pause the game, please? Alright. Wallens and Flemish. I don't understand how this works. Can somebody explain to me how the confederating with the Netherlands thing works? Because I can't seem to figure out how it works in the focus tree. I can't find anything that gives us that option. I don't know if it's a decision. I don't know if we have to continue to take these other little focuses. I don't know if it has to do with the focus tree at all. But my goal is to confederate with the Netherlands. I would really like to do that. I would really like to have access to their industry so we can actually, you know, do something. So someone please explain to me in the comments how that works. I implore you. There was like a very brief mention of it a while back. But I still don't, I have no idea how it actually works, so. Oh, how do we, I guess we don't have a focus set because I'm not paying attention to anything ever. Improve working conditions. The weekend should be holy and our workers shouldn't be oppressed. By passing this act to introduce the 40-hour work week, we can take some wind out of the syndicalist sails and further consolidate our power. Alright. So we're improving our economy little by little. I guess this could work out. Let's see. The newest comic of Georges Remy, or Hergé, takes place in the Qing Empire, where the reporter Tintin is sent to dismantle drug trafficking. It is known that Hergé was helped in his work by a young student from the legation city of Shanghai named Zhang Chongren, who came to Flanders Wallonia to study the fine arts. The expertise of Zhang led to striking and realistic representation of Chinese society and contributed greatly to the enormous success of the book in the Reichspakt and China. The book criticizes the weakness and corruption of the Qing government as well as the Japanese presence in Manchuria and is as such banned in both these countries. Fortunately, the kingdom allows free speech. It would have been a shame to miss this work of art. Very exciting. I love that they have alternate universe Tintin events. That's pretty thorough. What is going on in Asia, speaking of which? We still got the Gesellschaft owning most of the country, it looks like. The Fengtian government. They are an autonomous dependency of Japan. Let's see. Can we get the next computers? We're already getting the next computers. We're ahead of time on that, so we'll get some improved infantry equipment. I think our relations with the Netherlands are already fine. Plus their government might be overthrown in a minute here, so. Yeah, the way this could work out for us is if Germany reinstates them as a puppet, we might still have access to the events that allow us to confederate with them. So, we'll see. We will see how it goes. we might finally be getting our first new bike division soon. First new bike division of the entire war. Latvia has been annexed by the Baltic Duchy. Is Lithuania in the Reichspakt? Yes, they are. Despite being Social Democrats. Just goes to show that it comes right down to it, Social Democrats are traitors to the revolution. What? No, I didn't say anything. Alright. Does not look like there's much fight left in the Dutch syndicalists here. But Amsterdam is a hell of a city to capture. There we go. Batavian Commune was annexed. Hopefully they'll release them as... There we go. So they've been released as... Well, they probably won't stay the Batavian Commune, I would imagine. No, they're still called the Batavian Commune, despite the fact that they're ruled by a military junta. I suppose we should improve relations with them. Alright, well, we'll see. There we go. Now the name changed back to Netherlands. Still under a military junta. We got computing machines. Let's see. Still ahead of time on all this stuff. Let's get some encryption going on. Was Wilmershaven, was that part? Oh no, that wasn't part of the Netherlands. Never mind. It looked like the border changed somewhere around here. I could just be imagining it. Okay, expand the state companies. The state companies like the NMBS and the Postal Service are in dire need of reinvention. Expanding these organizations creates jobs and will provide better services to the population. South Rhodesia has capitulated. So I'm looking at what the difference between Confederation and Federation is. Daily political power gain goes down, but we gain stability, war support, max planning, and planning speed. Whereas this would give us economic regions, which increases our resource gain efficiency. I think we're going to go towards Federation in this playthrough, even though it's the opposite of what I would normally choose. The RP is that we want everyone under the banner of the Warrior King fighting for Belgium as a whole. Okay. I do need to get a mute button for if I need to cough or take a drink or something. It's been suggested, and I have been listening to those suggestions, so I'll probably get that set up in OBS or something before our next recording session. Ireland. How's Ireland doing? They are authoritarian Democrats, and they are in the Reichspakt, so that is good for us. Pacific States of America, still kicking around. Jack Reed has not tried to kick them off the continent yet. Mexico, still syndicalists. Let's look at the factions map mode real quick. American Alliance, so it looks like the Pacific States are in a faction by themselves. Oh, Japan declared war on the German East Asia. That is potentially going to start some shit. Very high war support, pretty high stability. I'm liking it. Okay, they're at a 70 opinion of us. So let's improve relations one more time because that'll let us get the academy. Saudi Arabia has capitulated. To the Ottomans. So, go figure. I don't think I've ever seen the Ottomans win in Kaiserreich. Tibet declared war on Bhutan. That's going to be a very short war. Very short war in some very tall mountains. This is not a war I would want to fight. If I'm being perfectly honest with you. Still no movement in Europe, border-wise, really. Or at least in this part of Europe. Carlists are still hanging on stubbornly. Let's see, how's Japan doing over here? No major changes yet. Is Siam in our faction? They are not. Or I shouldn't say our faction, we're actually not technically in the Reichspakt right now. Netherlands, occupied puppet. I hope that doesn't screw up our ability to... Once again, I absolutely will roll back if it turns out we've messed up that ability, our ability to confederate. Expand state companies. We did it. Let's strive towards federation. Only by federating our country can we stop the increasing separatism between Walloons and Flemish. Get plus 10 stability. So I think we finished one of those focuses. Which control over Vesterschelde? We'll figure it out. Industry. We're a little bit ahead of time on that. Let's see. We're still researching land doctrine, right? Cool. Well ahead of time on that. What else did we have in our divisions already? Oops. I'm going to go to template. So we're bringing support anti-tank, field hospitals, engineers, and recon. Initiative is good. We probably won't need a lot of logistical support. I might actually go for maintenance companies. Keep our tanks running, even though we're not using a lot of them. Still nice to have. Don't want our tanks breaking down. Very good party popularity. World tension's almost up to 100%. Oh, New England is still a puppet of the Commonwealth. Interesting. Don't think the syndicates are going to be terribly happy about that. Great Khanate. Doesn't look like they've made many efforts to expand their stuff yet. Oh, so the Fengtian they're part of the co-prosperity sphere? Yeah. Transamur Republic. Anyone else? Oh shit, Siam joined the co-prosperity sphere. That's gonna be interesting. That definitely changes things in Southeast Asia. Considerably so. Let's see, can we look at Second Weltkrieg? Current fielded manpower. The Reichspakt definitely has the edge. They've also taken fewer casualties. But it's an absolute stalemate regardless, so... I guess Germany will probably eventually bleed them dry. Free civilian factories. How long has that been going on for? Continue to build civilian factories. We have a research slot available. Regimental combat teams. Yeah, let's found this academy. Hopefully finishing all of these unlocks our, like, Annex Netherlands thing, but... It could be that this whole episode is going to be an alternate timeline, because I already fucked up all the things I wanted to do. I won't make you guys watch back through the, I'll just replay up to the point where we left off, but making better decisions. And, we'll go from there. Really surprised the Carlists have held on this long without much of an industrial heartland to fall back on. Looks like they won't for long, though. There we go. Carlists have capitulated. And Kingdom of Spain remains under the Bourbons. Yeah, Siam's just down here kicking all kinds of ass. What is Insulindia? Is that like some kind of alternate universe Indonesia, or what are they? I don't know what they're supposed to represent. Reinforce Belgicism. Belgicism is more important than being a Walloon or a Flemish citizen. We are all equal and are stronger if we work together. So we get rid of the linguistic debacle and gain a bunch of good stuff. That would be a terrible place to be encircled. Yeah, the Fengtian are really trying to expand their foothold down here, but it looks like they're having a rough time of it. As anyone who has tried to invade mainland China will attest. Portugal still just hanging out here in Macau. What? We bought it? We paid for it? It's ours? I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm interested why the Qing would not join the co-prosperity sphere. Probably just because they hate Japan. That's the most obvious and simple answer. Alright, so when this is finished, if we don't get an option to confederate with the Netherlands or something, I'm probably going to roll back. Because that would suck. I'm just looking at what some of these other focuses do. Integrate French Flanders. Oh, that would have been cool. And of course you get the three-way split if you go syndicalist. Alright. Very curious what Russia's been up to this whole time. Can't see their focus. They've sent volunteers to a lot of places. They have a non-aggression pact with Bulgaria. I'm gonna wait for that political power to stack up until we can see if this does anything. Okay. This would give us some more civilian factories and production of steel. This would give us an increased synthetic resources, research bonus, more in Wallonia, off-map civilian factory, stability +1. Alright. Can't get the next computer yet, but we can get the next level of construction for sure. "57 days, we'll know whether this is possible anymore." Because I chose this focus branch specifically because someone told me that we could try to confederate with the Netherlands. So if that ends up not being true, I might even just say fuck it to this whole branch. I might go with, you know, becoming a republic or something. Okay. So we don't really have the resources to declare war on the Dutch right now. Otherwise, I'd just do that instead. Getting a little bit of slowdown just because of how many wars are going on. Alright, fund Catholic education. Catholic education is the foundation of our excellent education system. It should only be further expanded, reaching even more students. Okay, so they've established a nice little southern coastal foothold here. They're fighting fairly smart, strategically speaking, except for this giant dick-shaped salient right here. I wouldn't do that, because while it's protected somewhat by the river on this side, they have a minor city here that could supply them for a counterattack to cut that off completely. And then suddenly stuff like this happens and they're in a bad spot. Bhutan was annexed, unsurprisingly. So the Great Khanate expands. What do they call the puppet levels for the Great Khanate? Oh, the Tibet's not even a puppet. The Uyghurs are an occupied puppet. Dude just looks scared. Like, he just looks like the kind of people that just, like, pulls the legs off of squirrels just to watch them squirm. Like, he just really creeps me out, that dude. Rightly so, I would say. I think his actions kind of confirm his creepiness. Jeez, this really is like World War I Part 2. Fighting a horrific stalemate over Verdun. The only difference is that the Belgians have remained neutral, so you can't march through our country, you pricks. Let's see, we've got enough civilian factories now. Let's trade for a little bit of aluminum. The Commune of France doesn't want to send us shit. So that should really help our support equipment production significantly. Yeah, so we're doing pretty well, actually. I might actually pull a factory off of that and put it onto making tank destroyers or something. Now that we're out of the hole. Norwegian Socialist Republic declared war on Sweden. This is madness. Madness, I tell you. Okay. We need to get more centralized industry. We need to check on the Westerschelde thing. Okay, so far nothing has opened up that allows me to confederate with the Netherlands. If I totally missed out on that, I am going to roll back the save, so please let me know in the comments what I did wrong. If it's still possible to do that, we'll continue this file. If not, we'll go back and make sure that we control all of the Low Countries. Check out Loresworn.com. That's our website. We're at Loresworn Order on Twitter. I am at AsaTJ. That is ASATJ. Click subscribe, all that fun stuff, and we'll see you next time.